Episode 189, NotebookLM Levels Up.
The primitive forms of artificial intelligence we already have proved very useful.
AI is a golden opportunity.
How do we ensure that this technology is regulated?
The long arc of technological history is now in an extraordinary new phase.
The AI6 podcast with Joanne Sweeney.
I'm a huge fan of NotebookLM, and I'm an even bigger fan after their latest updates. What if your notes could turn themselves into a podcast, a video explainer, or even a mind map? Well, that's the promise from NotebookLM's September update. Hello and welcome back to the AI6 podcast. We have been shortlisted for a Media Literacy Ireland Award, and I'm absolutely thrilled because, as you know, I'm on a mission to upskill 500,000 pros in AI, take away the fear, give you confidence, and convince you into AI action. So I will let you know how we get on at the awards next month. Now, if you've been listening to this podcast for a while, you know I've been using NotebookLM for long-form reports, the kind that have hundreds of pages and are full of technical language. I run them through NotebookLM to pull out themes, quotes, or simply to get a structured way of thinking. I also use it to listen to these reports being discussed by two would-be podcasters, and I use it to present my own original content in multiple ways. So it really feels like Google is repositioning NotebookLM not just as a research assistant, but as a full study and content creation hub, which makes sense given Google's position in the education market. So let's start with the new features. First of all, video overviews. You can create narrated slide-based video summaries that actually pull in diagrams, quotes, and images from your sources. All done by AI. This is a huge shift. So it's not just text to text anymore. It's text to teaching material. For me, I immediately think of how useful this would be in my training or when I'm preparing a client workshop. Then the skeptic in me wonders, though, if the AI is doing the narration and choosing the slides, are we really in control of the message? But of course, the answer is yes, because we always bring human in the loop. Next, to audio overviews. NotebookLM has always been able to spin up a podcast-style summary, as I mentioned, but now you get to adjust the tone and the style. So do you want something more formal or academic or casual and chatty? I like this because sometimes I want to hear a dense paper explained to me as if it's Radio 4. And then other times I prefer something more podcast friendly. The downside is authenticity. We're relying on an AI voice, which we all know can't really replace the human nuance of explanation. Another great new feature are flashcards and quizzes. Instantly generate them from any document with sources cited. So my students and my clients are going to love this. But again, the question is, are we heading towards surface learning? It's really important that in having all of this technology at our fingertips, we really think about and we are intentional about how we are delivering the learning. And then, of course, there are interactive mind maps. I really love the mind maps because I'm a visual learner and I have lots of ideas in my head, or I have large documents, and turning them into a visual representation of themes and sub-themes and topics makes it really easy to navigate complex or long-form information. And I see real potential here, and not just for students, but for professionals like me trying to understand complex systems or reports. Obviously, there's a benefit on the productivity side. The Enhanced Studio panel lets you store multiple outputs of the same type in one notebook. Public notebooks and sharing also land in this release. That means that you can collaborate with colleagues or even make your research public. And upgraded reports now include formats like glossaries, character analysis, or even blog posts. And we also have Discover Sources, which can now pull in relevant material from the web and add it to your notebook. But again, we must remember that adding web-based and LLM source content to original content, you really need to be discerning about how that is finally edited. Of course, like all of these tools, there's a pro tier. If you want to pay for a subscription, you get more notebooks, more generations, more flashcards. So how can we use it? Students and trainers like me can use it to create study guides, quizzes, and timelines. Researchers can share notebooks with their teams in different languages. And then content creators could take a long form report and turn it into a video explainer and a blog post. For me, I immediately see the benefits, and this is why NotebookLM September upgrade deserved a podcast. If you haven't got a copy of my new book, AI Playbook, then go ahead and jump over to aimarketingplaybook.ie, or if you're an international listener, you can find it on Amazon. This is AI6. I'm Joanne Sweeney. I'll talk to you tomorrow.